So, as you probably know, spring is arriving. And with spring comes a lot of things. More daylight, warmth, and most importantly, plane spotting. Well, I guess you can go spotting during the winter, but it's usually cold and dark and not enjoyable at all. And now that it's finally spring, I thought this was the perfect opportunity to go plane spotting for the first time this year at Arlanda. However, the weather isn't looking too good. I guess Sweden's falling behind on this whole spring thing because it's supposed to snow. I mean, come on, give us a break from the winter. Meh, it's more during the evening of the day it's supposed to snow, so let's leave now that it isn't. I've just set off, walking toward my first boss. This journey is going to take about a little less than 2 hours, so it's going to feel quite long, I think. Right now at Arlanda, they're taking off at runway 08 and landing at runway 01 right, which is right, but the viewpoint at Arlanda is for runway 19 left, which is kind of bad because it's at the opposite end, so it's kind of hard to see. You can see them taxiing past though, but I'm planning to walk up a bit to runway 08 because I should be able to see aircraft pretty close at 08. The weather is actually alright. It's very sunny, as you can see, I guess. It's supposed to get a bit cloudier later. Now it's around 3 degrees and it's supposed to go up to 7 later this afternoon. I got lunch and some snacks with me so I won't starve, and yeah, hopefully this all goes well. Now, I don't want to bore you with the whole journey, so I'll summarise it. First, I got on a bus, then got off that bus at a train station. At the train station, I got my first few spots, an Air Baltic A220 and a TUI Dreamliner. Then I got on a train, got off and got a second bus. That bus went through Arlanda, so I saw the Hostel Jumbo, which unfortunately is going out of business. I also saw some aircraft at the cargo terminal, but that was on the other side of the bus, and I have social anxiety, so I didn't record it. Oh, and also, a fart sound was made after every announcement thing, which I thought was kind of funny. Anyways, eventually I got to the viewpoint. Finally arrived at the plane spotting place, so I see it, it's just up there, so I'm gonna walk there now. It should take like 5 minutes maybe. This Norwegian 737 which had just landed was my first spot of the day. In the actual spotting place now, because I want to get closer to the aircraft, see the departures, and there's supposed to be a SAS A330 taking off soon. So I kind of want to see that, and I also just want to know how long it takes to walk between the two places, because Google Maps is saying it is going to take like 40 minutes, which I don't really believe. So yeah, see you when I get there. Quick update. I literally have no idea what's happening. The SAS A330 is gonna take off on the runway they are landing on, so it would have been better for me just to stay where I was, but I didn't know it was gonna take off here, so I'm heading back, and I mean the runway's like over there, so I'm here and it's gonna take off above me like here. So I mean, I think it works if I stand here, but it was just weird that they were taking off here and not the other runway where all of the others taken off. A few minutes later, the A330 took off and I got this amazing shot. I think I've finally made it to the place where I can watch departures. Yeah, this looks pretty good. However, there isn't supposed to be another departure for a while, and I'm feeling kind of hungry. So I think while I wait for the next departure, I'll have a little snack and see you when the next aircraft departs. It took a while, but eventually I got my first spot at the new location. It was the CityJet CRJ. And after that, the aircraft just started rolling in. Or shall I say, flying in. Anyways, here's a montage of the next few aircraft. There's 787 coming soon. Hopefully it takes off on this runway and not the other runway like the SAS aircraft did, because that would be a shame. Eventually the 787 came and I was in luck. It took off on the runway I was spotting at. Then there was another interesting aircraft, this Swedish Air Force Gulfstream, which was kind of interesting. It was also cool to see this police helicopter take off. It's 12:30 now, so this feels like the perfect time for lunch. I have my lunch in this ice cream box. How do I open this? Here. Alright. In this, and it's many pizzas that I made this morning. So there's like cheese and oregano on it, and I have olives on some of them. I continued after lunch. it's high, A350 is just pushing back right now, so hopefully I'll see it take off soon. It taxied to the runway, and before I knew it, I heard the engines roaring. I'm feeling like I want a little bit of a change of scenery, so I'm gonna head down to the end of the runway and stand there for a bit. Right, I think I've found a place. It wasn't where I was thinking of at first, but I think it may be better than right down the end of the runway, because I mean, if it's at the end of the runway, the aircraft are going to be too high up for me to be able to see them. So this is probably better. Yeah, we'll see. I got 2 spots at this location, and here they are. I decided the other location was better and I moved back. Here's another montage. Okay, so the Emirates 777 is taking off in like 5 minutes, I think, so that'll be fun to see. things have changed. I see a SAS A320 approaching the runway I'm spotting at, and it's landing, and they haven't been landing here before. So I'm guessing they're changing the runways. Because look at this. Ooh. Bit of a floater. Yeah, this is kind of weird. They have changed the departure runway to the runway that I was at initially. But I don't think I'll go back. You know, it would be nice to watch some landings and switch it up a bit. And watching landings was nice. Here are some of them. Okay, so obviously there has been a runway change, but good news, there is an Air China A350 supposed to land in a few minutes, so I will be able to spot that. And then after that, I think I'll stand at the end of the runway and try spotting a bit there. Get like some aircraft flying above me, like right above me. Did that, what was it, 2023? That was pretty cool. And I didn't have to wait long until I saw the Air China A350. Nice landing. Now I'm on my way to the end of the runway to do some last plane spotting. I don't think I'll be there for very long. I think it's mostly just boring aircraft, but I'll see you there. I saw my first few aircraft before I even got there. When I arrived, the aircraft looked even more spectacular. Here's a montage. If you want to watch more Planespotting, click here. Bye.